I wanted to reiterate that I missed in the last video. I wanted to mention that. So, when it comes to any Fifth or 14th Amendment claim, I want to make this clear. You cannot make a Fifth Amendment claim nor a 14th Amendment claim, no matter if it's equal protection or due process. Neither can be made, because if there's a, based off of what I read in the other video, if there's an explicit text in an amendment, like the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed, then they'll look at that contextual aspect of it instead of the vagueness of the substantive due process of the Fifth and 14th Amendment, basically. So the Second Amendment actual text that it states for its rights are more important, and that's what they'll look at, and not any claim made by a Fifth Amendment claim or 14th Amendment claim, basically. That's in regards to stating a claim in regards to what violations you've had. And like I said before, if you don't have a Second Amendment violation, then you don't have a Fifth or 14th Amendment violation, basically. That's constitutionally talking about constitutional law. Now, when it comes to the statutory aspect of it, so when I talked about the federal relief programs that ATF has approved, basically the federal government, the federal courts cannot force state governments to change their laws to make them compliant with the federal aid program or whatever. They can't. The state courts can't. Federal courts can't force the state legislatures to do that, because that would violate the 10th Amendment, where the 10th Amendment is basically, that states have the right to, make laws however they want, basically. Whatever's not delegated to the federal government is delegated to the states and its people, basically. So that would violate, it's a legal term, jurisprudence or whatever within the 10th Amendment. Again, this is complicated language, but arguing from that perspective would not likely stand either, because either the federal government would have to get rid of the whole program altogether, then nobody would benefit from that right, or they would have to again, if they would not again accept such a claim, because like I said, it violates the 10th Amendment. So, and there's no constitutional basis for it if you don't have the constitutional right. And if somehow the court does find that you do have a constitutional right under the Second Amendment, then the 14th and 5th Amendment really don't apply, because, as I said before, the plain text of the Second Amendment is the violation that they will look at, basically. From my understanding of how I read the law, basically. So there's that too. There's also something else I wanted to mention too. I gotta think about it. I'm gonna make another video about it, but I'm gonna think about it when I sit back and look at it. So pertaining to those types of things, that's only thing you can really do. But that's my explanation on what, if somebody says you have a violation of that, why it wouldn't stand, because of jurisprudence of the 10th Amendment, and not having standing for a claim unless you have a constitutional violation, basically. So yeah.